Good evening, everyone. The last time Canada played for gold at the World Hockey Championships was 6 years ago when they lost to Russia. Today, the two teams met again in the final, but Canada came in with a potent offense that was scoring more than 6 goals a game. A renewed rivalry for World Hockey supremacy. Canada has not won this tournament since 2007, but they were poised in this one. They've scored first in each of their last 5 games, including today. Tyler Ennis spins around and fires it on net. Cody Eakin tips it in. Canada scores first for the 6th game in a row. It's 1-0 early in the second. It's Ennis again, looking for a lane, can't find one, so he decides he's going to do it himself. A nice wraparound. Look at that, a spectacular goal, his 4th of the tournament. And next thing you know, Canada's up 2-0. Sidney Crosby, a surprise addition to Canada when the Penguins were eliminated from the NHL playoffs. And he finds Twine on this one, roofing it upstairs. 3-0 for the red and white. Then the floodgates would open.
It's Perry. In comes Giroux, the puck at his feet. Still back and forth. They score! Tyler Seguin on a sweet feed from Claude Giroux, and it's 4-0 Canada.
The rout was on. Canada wins gold with a 6-1 victory, their first title in 8 years. Canada only allowed 16 goals in 10 games, one of the best showings ever in this tournament. Now, earlier today, the USA shut out the Czech Republic 3-0 despite being outshot 39-16. The Czechs failed to score a goal in their final 2 games. With the bronze, the Americans medaled for the 2nd time in 3 years. To football now, and while many of us are gearing up for Rider training camp, some of the best high school football players in the province will compete in the Senior Bowl tomorrow. It's North versus South, Monday afternoon at Mosaic Stadium. Team North is hoping to win their 2nd Senior Bowl in a row after crushing Team South last year. The South team is quarterbacked by future Regina Ram Ellis Richards and Regina Thunder pivot Sawyer Buntner. Coach John Hashem says he's impressed with the amount of skill and understanding in the locker room.
More up-tempo system.
Hopefully we get the win.
To the Stanley Cup playoffs, where the Anaheim Ducks and Chicago Blackhawks would clash in a playoff series for the first time ever. Anaheim's last trip to the Western Conference Finals saw them go to the Stanley Cup and win it in 2007. Both teams are loaded with speed and skill for what's setting up to be an entertaining series. The Blackhawks are in the conference finals for the 5th time in 7 seasons. We'll pick things up in the first period. They start off okay. Puck turned over to Patrick Kane, who sees a wide open net, but he flips it just over the crossbar as everyone piles in the crease. Look at that. Minutes later, Anaheim would strike. Hampus Lindholm would blast one from the point past Corey Crawford, his 2nd of the playoffs, and it's 1-0 for the Ducks. 2nd period, Nate Thompson goes towards the side of the net, in front to a diving Kyle Palmieri for his 1st of the playoffs. Blackhawks frustrated, Ducks up 2-0, but they get a little sloppy here. Francois Beauchemin goes to casually retrieve the puck, but turns it over to a lurking Brad Richards, who makes him pay. Blackhawks cut the lead in half, but it's not enough. Ducks go on to win the final 4-1. Mark Burley on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays, taking on the Astros. Toronto hoping to avoid their 5th straight loss, but this will not help. Luis Valbuena knocks out his 10th homer of the year to deep left, a solo shot. Astros up 1-0. Jays take a 2-1 lead before Jonathan Viller cranks a liner to left, allowing the tying run to come in, then move to the bottom of the 6th. A familiar face takes Burley deep. Colby Rasmus notches his 8th home run of the season. Burley knew it was gone the moment it left the bat. Astros take a 3-2 lead. Luke Gregerson in to close things out for the Astros and cleans things up nicely. A strikeout there. Jays lose their 5th in a row. Astros win the final 4-2. Could baseball be coming back to Montreal? The mayor is meeting with the MLB commissioner this month. For the first time, Dennis Coderre will meet with Rob Manfred. That'll happen on May 28th. Montreal hosted a 2nd exhibition series involving the Toronto Blue Jays in April. Those games were well attended. Montreal lost the Expos in 2004. The topic of a new stadium is sure to be on the table at that meeting. NBA playoffs, Game 7 between the Rockets and the Clippers. First quarter, James Harden from outside the arc. Bango. That is a sure thing. Rockets up by 5 in the 3rd. Clippers close the gap with a nice break. Look at this. J.J. Redick down the court for the nice layup to bring the Clippers within 3, but it's turnovers that would start killing the Clippers later on. This pass is mishandled, picked up by Harden, who streaks down the court for another 2. Then still in the 3rd after that, Harden with some nifty moves. Check this out. Moving towards the paint, spins around, fade away for 2. That put the Rockets up by 17 at that point. Houston goes on to win. They take on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. That's a look at sports.
Sounds good.